Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to Sauntering Tarot. If you're new here, hi, hello, and welcome. This is your daily tarot reading for the 27th of October, 2024. The deck will be using this in the description box down below. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started on your reading. Alright, my lovelies, I have all your cards on the table. There is a fair amount of them. I'm not going to lie to you, as you probably noticed from the thumbnail. We have 2 aces, we have 4 major arcana, and we have 1 synchronicity showing up for you. We have 111. And the best part of your day, we start off with the Page of Wands, the 3 of Pentacles, the 5 of Swords, and the 10 of Swords. Alright, so we do have some willpower, some determination, actually. We feel inspired to actually get to work, get things done, to tackle our to-do list, just to see what comes up, especially if it's pertaining to things that have been bugging us, or perhaps they've been persisting for quite a while. We feel called to actually complete those. Okay, so we've got some gumption. And actually, to be honest, there is kind of stubbornness in this lovely Page of Wands that we have on the table. So not only are we inspired, we have motivation showing up, but a little bit of stubbornness as well of, I'm going to get this done. And I'm sorry, but I'm a Scorpio sun with a Capricorn moon, so that very much sounds like me when I get motivated to get something very much done. That sounds like me. So as much as some of you may feel called out in this reading, by the end, just remember, sometimes I point at me too, because I'm also in this collective majority. Now, the worst part of our day, we start off with the Queen of Swords in the reverse, and the Light card in the reverse, which is an additional card in this deck. Okay, so when it comes to sometimes direction, understanding, listening to our guts, following our intuition, some of that can be scattered a little bit. Think multitasking. When we multitask, we can sometimes be over here and over there, and we try to tackle so much that we get nothing done because we're split in multiple directions, and it's a little strenuous. In other words, today is a day you can bite off more than you can chew. Now, our obstacle, or how to get over our obstacle, we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse, the Devil, the 2 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Knight of Swords in the reverse, the 7 of Wands, followed by the 8 of Wands, Death in the reverse, the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, followed by the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse, the Knight of Wands in the reverse, and lastly, we end on the Magician card. Yeah, you're going to notice things that are bugging you, things that aren't done, things that have just sat there, things that are waiting to be done. And yes, you take the opportunity to, yes, you get bug up your behind or a hair in your behind and tackle those items. You've got the idea of, okay, I can do this. This can be done now. It should be done. It needs to be done. So this is where that gumption, that inspiration, that a need to tackle, the need to do, I'm picking up on, it is very much coming in. And yes, it feels like you're going to be a little bit slower at going at this, probably because you've bitten off more than you can chew. And with that comes, you know, the split focus, the multitasking, taking on too much, overdoing it. And this slows us down, even though we are very much stubborn and going for it anyway, of this has to get done. I need to do this. And you go for it anyway. And this is something that you're not changing your mind very much on. So even though it may be poorly executed and not as beneficial to you, because you're basically taking all the spinning plates and trying to juggle all of them at once, it's very uncoordinated. It doesn't gain you a lot. And that's the situation you're creating. That is your obstacle, and it's kind of a self-imposed obstacle. When you realize your to-do list is a mile long and you take on the whole entire mile, or even 3/4 of it, heck, even half of it, and you try to do it all at once, you've stacked the odds against yourself. So, if you want to get something done and you got the ambition to get something done, do something one at a time. Do something until it's complete. Don't burn yourself out. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't try to tackle everything and overwhelm yourself with multitasking and burn yourself out halfway through, and you're looking at everything and you got something half done over here. You got something you just started over here. You got something that's a third of the way done over here. You got something that's nearly completed over here, and all of a sudden you're out of energy. So either do something in stages and be okay with it being incomplete, or pick one item and go off in one direction and complete it and then mark it off your list. There's this sense of needing to prioritize. Okay, what is the most important thing for you to get done today? What absolutely has to be done? That's probably where you need to start, is what is a must. If it's not a must, then it can wait till later. So out of the must ones, what's the more pressing issue? What has the tightest deadline? Like, say, if you're doing the household to-do list, is paying the bills an important thing? Is that something that's a must? Is it the bill that's due tomorrow, or is it one that you just got in the mail and it's due 2 weeks from now that you can wait till later to actually pay? You know, priorities. And here's the thing, is your body will let you know when you've done too much. This is the reason why in our worst part of the day, this cloudy feeling, not being able to navigate, not being able to trust our gut, our instincts, our intuition, means we're probably also not listening to our body. We're not listening to our higher self going, hey, we've had enough. Hey, you need to slow down. Hey, we need to take a break. Hey, that's way too much. We don't have energy for that today. We're going to go face down in the bean dip before we're even a third of the way through this. What are you doing? Remember that stubbornness I mentioned earlier? This is where that's going to come back and bite you in the butt. Very much so. Just because we have the will doesn't necessarily mean we always have the way. You only have so much energy to utilize and give in a single day. So when you tackle too much, when you take on too much, whether that is in ignorance or too much ambition, you're basically just taking your cup and you're pouring it all out without realizing how much is in the cup or how much is required. And you either find out the hard way and go face down the bean dip before it's all completed, or you force yourself all the way through it. You do get it done, and then you're sitting there sick, needing rest, and having to recoup for a long period of time afterwards, sometimes even days, because you've depleted yourself so much that just to break even takes that amount of time. So we're trying to avoid that. Very much so. This is why biting off more than you can chew when your eyes are bigger than your stomach, so to speak, can be to your own self-detriment. It is great to have goals, it's great to have ambition, but when you've exceeded your own limitations in spirituality or physicality, when doing that, there is always a blowback. There is always a consequence, whether that is, hey, you need more breaks. Hey, you need a nap. Hey, you just need to freaking sleep for 8 hours and come back to this tomorrow, because you can't physically do that anymore. Or you can't do that without physically harming yourself. I mean, it's great to go to the gym for an hour and work out, but if we work out all day and we're not used to it, and we decide to challenge, a bodybuilder in a lifting contest, we could literally pull out our entire back, and that's not good. So this is where a little is great. Going overboard is a detriment to self. And this is what we have to realize. This is the knowledge that we have to accept, understand, and put into practice. You can only do so much at any given point. So knowing what's most important to you with what the energy you have in that moment will dictate what needs to be done and when and how to do it. Basic principles, and a lot of us fail at this simply because we don't always self-mitigate ourselves. We also don't always self-assess before we get started. And I fully admit I totally fail at this one, every now and again. That's an ongoing process of, okay, where is your energy level at? What needs to be done? What's the priority? What do I have available? So there's lots of questions and things you probably should look into before you just be like, all right, let's go get it done, and throw yourself in. I mean, it's great to be all in sometimes, but when you leap before you look, it's an issue. And that's kind of what we got going on today. I hope everyone gets the gist of this and doesn't shoot the messenger. But like I said, remember, if you feel called out, I'm also pointing fingers at me, because a lot of times this applies to me as well. It is a general collective reading. And yes, I know I do this occasionally. I know I will keep on going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny until, well, there's no more go-go juice in the battery. And then I'm all like, well, I guess we're sleeping now. So, yeah. A nice reminder and warning for all of us, including myself. Now, I did add up all your cards. Everything here adds up to 90, which all reduces to 9. And in my current numerology chart I use, that is elder wisdom or collective knowledge. Yes, this is what we have to know, understand, and accept about self. You can only do so much at any given point. And then the rest all has to be done later. This is why priority and prioritizing things is a key thing for you to do. It is in your own best interest. Now, for those of you that do like the astrology portion, the moon in Virgo is opposite Saturn in Pisces. So yes, this is where you have too much on your plate. You've got too many spinning plates going on. And it can be very overwhelming. Delegate what you can. Hold off what's not important at all. That way you're not run down. In other words, the Energizer Bunny still has, go-go juice in the battery by the end of the day, enough that you're not making yourself sick, literally sick, or physically wounding yourself. We don't want a 9 of Wands situation where we're just totally exhausted. That is not the goal. The fact that that's what's on the table and that's what the astrology says means, yes, this is a very key warning. I hope everyone gets it. And if it does resonate, by all means, give me a thumbs up. And if it does not, no worries. It is a general reading after all. So please take what resonates, leave the rest. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.